إن الحمد نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا من سيئات أعمالنا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا وقال الله تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. All praise and glory be to Allah Rabbul Alameen, who enabled us to do the Jummah khutbah on his beautiful names. Salam, peace and blessings be on final messenger, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and on his family and on all the Muslims who will be coming in this earth till the day of judgment. Inshallah, today we'll be talking one of the beautiful names of Allah Rabbul Alameen, as we are going through that series of his beautiful names. And the name that will be discussed today is Al-Warith, or the inheritor. What are we leaving behind? It's a basic question. What are we leaving behind? This is a question that should cross our minds at some point in our lives. Most of us want to leave a good inheritance for our children in order to make sure that they are taken care of after we pass. A more comprehensive way of thinking about inheritance is to ask, what is the good? What is the good that we are leaving behind? And what will benefit us and others after we leave this earth? Again, what is the good that we are leaving behind, and what will benefit us and others after we leave this world? Allah Rabbul Alameen tells us that he is the inheritor. Allah Rabbul Alameen tells us that he is the inheritor who remains after all is gone. Allah is the one to whom possessions return after the temporary owner passes. As he is the one who remains only, so everything returns to him. There will not be a single claim to ownership alongside him. Now, everything is Allah's. Everything is Allah's. We are only the temporary possessors. Allah Rabbul Alameen says in the Quran, the day when they will come out and nothing about them will be concealed from Allah. Who has control today? Allah, the one, the prevailing. This verse reminds us that ultimately the true possessor is Allah only, and everything we have returns to him. Knowing that Allah is the inheritor changes our relationship with what we perceive to be ours. It ceases to be a relationship based on ownership, but rather one of responsibility and trusteeship. In this way, we are not entitled to our possessions at all, doing with them whatever we please, but rather we see them as items entrusted to us temporarily. One story tells of a Bedouin who was leading a camel and was asked, "Who owned your animal?" He replied, "It is Allah's, in my hands. Anything that we have is Allah's, simply in our hands for the time being. Imagine treating all your transactions as transactions with Allah. How would that impact the way you conduct yourself? What about seeing your own body as a gift from Allah? Would you take care of your body better? Would you be as possessive with the cash in your pocket? Would it be so hard for you to give something away to the poor man? Indeed, Allah Rabbul Alameen warns against our attachment to the possessions. He, Subhanahu wa ta'ala, says, no, indeed, you don't honor the orphans. You do not urge one another to feed the poor. You consume inheritance greedily, and you love wealth with a passion. No, indeed, when the earth is pounded to dust, pounded and pounded, when your Lord comes with the angels, rank upon rank, when hell or Jahannam is that day brought near to you, on that day, man will take heed. But what good will that be to him on that day? We will not take any of our possessions with us. When we leave this world, we will not take any of the possessions with us, and none of it will benefit us. None of the possessions will benefit us, only that which we gave for the benefit of others. Only the wealth that we spend for the benefit of others, only that portion will be our true asset for the hereafter. Now the question is, what do you want to leave? What do you want to leave when you leave this world? Every believer should know that our good deeds are the best things. Our good deeds are the best things that we can leave behind, because our good deeds are the true inheritance that actually remains with us. That actually remains with us. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave us some examples of those things that remain, some of the good things that remain, reported by Ibn Majah. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, the good deeds that will reach a believer, the good deeds that will reach a believer after his death are, first, knowledge which he learned and then he spread. A righteous child whom he leaves behind. A copy of the Quran that he leaves as a legacy. A mosque, a masjid that he built. A house that he built for wayfarers. A canal, a water canal that he dug for the benefit of others, and a charity that he gave during his lifetime when he was in good health, and a charity that he gave away during his lifetime when he was in good health. These deeds will reach him after his death. These good deeds will reach him after his death. The Prophet ﷺ also said, whoever gives charity, and that is the last of his deeds, will enter Jannah, will enter paradise, reported by Ahmed. Whoever gives charity, and that is the last of his deeds, he or she will enter paradise or Jannah, reported by Ahmed. The righteous Caliph, Omar bin Abdul Aziz, said in his last sermon, in his last speech, O people, you were not created in vain, nor will you be left to yourselves. Rather, you will return to a place in which Allah will descend in order to judge among you and distinguish between you. Destitute and lost, losers are those people who forsake all the encompassing mercy of Allah, and they will be excluded from paradise, the borders of which are as wide as the heavens and the earth. Don't you know that protection tomorrow will be limited to those who feared Allah and to those who sold something short-lived for something permanent, something small for something great, and fear something small for something great and fear for the protection? Don't you realize that you are the descendants of those people who have already perished, who have already gone, that those who remain will take their place after you, and that this will continue until you all return to the best of the inheritors? If you focus on planting the seeds of good wherever you are, you can be of the people of the Allah speaks about, to whom Allah speaks about, that is the paradise, which we give as inheritance to those of our servants who were fearing to Allah. Who were fearing to Allah. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله إنه على كل شيء قدير. اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم. So how can we live with this name? What lessons can we take from this name so that we can live our life according to this beautiful name of Allah, the Al-Warith, or the inheritor? First, think of what you are leaving behind. Think of what you are leaving behind. What impact have you left in this world? The question to myself as well. Will the earth testify for you or against you? In Surah Al-Yasin, Allah Rabbul Alamin tells us, we record what they send ahead of them as well as what they leave behind. We record what they send ahead of them as well as what they leave behind. All of us have the opportunity to leave good behind us. All of us have the opportunity to leave good behind us. And we should take this into account before it is too late. And we should take this into account before it is too late. Moreover, we should guard against leaving evil or destruction behind. We should guard against leaving evil or destruction behind, because that will testify against us on the day of judgment, because that will testify against us on the day of judgment. Second, remember that Allah will cause the righteous to inherit the good at the end. Remember that Allah will cause the righteous to inherit the good at the end. Even it seems like injustice has reigned over the earth. Injustice is everywhere, in the family, in the social life, in the political life, in the country, everywhere. This is only temporary. In the end, Allah will cause those who are righteous to inherit all that is good. So at the end, Allah Rabbul Alamin definitely will give the righteous the inheritance of what is good. What is the goodness that the righteous people will inherit? And at the very end, Allah Rabbul Alamin says, is the ultimate good, which is the paradise, will be given to them. Indeed, that's why all the prophets, I will mention the examples or the dua of 3 prophets who actually wished for the day of judgment or the paradise at the end. Now, Ibrahim alayhi salam used to do that supplication, and place me among the inheritors of the garden of the pleasure, and place me among the inheritors of the garden of the pleasure. That was the dua of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Similarly, Yusuf alayhi salam, made this dua that is mentioned in Surah Al-Yusuf. You are my protector. O Allah, you are my protector in this world and in the hereafter. That's why, therefore, cause me to die as a Muslim and join me with the righteous servants in the hereafter. Similar dua of Ibrahim alayhi salam, right? Yusuf alayhi salam used to make the dua, you are my protector in this world and hereafter, so cause me to die as a Muslim and join me with the righteous in the hereafter. Similarly, Sulaiman alayhi salam used to do that dua. The dua was, my Lord, you give us the ability to do the shukr. You give us the ability to be grateful, to become a grateful servant of yours. The favor that you have bestowed upon me and upon my parents, because both he and his father, Dawud alayhi salam, was king. And to do righteous of which you approve, and to do righteous of which you approve, and admit me by your mercy into the ranks of the righteous servant in hereafter. And admit me into the ranks of the righteous servant in the hereafter. Now, the third point, what we can leave behind is we can be the inheritor of the prophets. It is very interesting point. We can be the inheritor of the prophets through seeking knowledge, through the seeking knowledge of Islam. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, the scholars are the successors of the prophets, or the scholars are the inheritors of the prophet. The scholars are the inheritors of the prophet. Verily, the prophets do not pass on gold, silver, or any wealth leaving behind, but they only leave behind the knowledge. That's why the scholars are the inheritors of the prophets. So may Allah accept us among that rank, and may Allah enable us to learn his knowledge, learn his deen, and we should start learning his deen from learning the Quran at the very beginning. Okay, finally, the fourth lesson is your children are the inheritors of your values. Your children are the inheritors of your values. Our heirs inherit our material wealth, but they also inherit our values. The Prophet Zakaria alayhi salam called upon Allah's name Al-Warith, that we are discussing right now, when he said, my Lord, do not leave me alone while you are the best of the inheritors. He also said, and indeed, I feared the successors after me. I feared the successors after me, and my wife has been barren. So give me from yourself an heir who will inherit me and inherit from my family of Yaqub, and make me my Lord pleasing to you, and make me my Lord pleasing to you. The inheritance the Prophet Zakaria alayhi salam was alluding to here was the inheritance of prophethood and knowledge. Here, the inheritance of Zakaria alayhi salam that was alluding to here is actually reference to the inheritance of the prophethood and the knowledge. Indeed, we are also told about two prophets who were the father and son, like Solomon inherited the David or Daud. If we want Allah to bless us with children, we should ask Allah by his beautiful name Al-Warith, the inheritor, and pray for them to inherit what is good from us. If we want Allah to bless us with children, we should ask Allah by his beautiful name Al-Warith, the inheritor, and pray for them to inherit what is good from us, and pray for our children to inherit what is good from us. Aqulu qawli hadha wastaghfirullah innahu ala kulli shay'in qadir. Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذريتنا قرة أعين وجعلنا للمتقين إماما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.